A Waco woman is in the McLennan County Jail tonight, accused of a hit-and-run crash that killed a Baylor student 3 years ago. And tonight, one of the student's professors speaking out about cyclist safety measures he continues to push for.
Fox 44's Maribel Santiago live in the newsroom with more. Maribel.
Well, Robert, Leslie, Trent Doherty still remembers the night he got the call from one of his students, about 19-year-old David Grotberg, who was killed while riding his bike with his girlfriend. Now, the professor says more needs to be done to make sure that bicyclists' lives are saved.
This was a 19-year-old kid. His whole future before him.
October 6, 2016 was a hard night for former Baylor professor Trent Doherty.
So I answered immediately thinking it might be urgent, and she was actually calling from the scene of the accident.
19-year-old David Grotberg and his girlfriend were riding their bikes after a night at the movies. The Baylor student was hit and killed by a driver who took off on Franklin Avenue.
This was all very shocking that this would happen to people so close to me.
3 years later, and finally closure, Waco police arrested 50-year-old Tammy Blankenship Harlan.
You know, I mean, it's just everybody had a story. Everybody had some connection with David.
In honor of a student, Doherty helped start a bicycle safety commission, hoping to make changes with the city.
Part of the fundamental problem was there was no guidance for students as to where it was safe to ride and where it wasn't. So they just had to make their best guess.
The commission has spent the last 3 years working with city leaders, bringing in new ideas to keep commuting cyclists safe.
We worked, you know, very hard to get bike lanes, bike routes, signage.
Doherty says it's all in memory of his former student.
And we have put a ghost bike. A ghost bike is painted all white, and we chained and padlocked it to a street sign there, so that it stands as a reminder to people who drive by that a life was lost here.
And we also spoke to David's father, who says he's grateful tonight for Waco police officers for their work and for the support from the Waco and the Baylor community. Now, coming back at 9:30, we'll tell you how the community is still gathering together to remember the former Baylor student. Live in the newsroom, Maribel Santiago, Fox 44 News.